Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Spill the D. I'm Rick, one of your hosts, and I'm joined, as always, with my lovely co-host, Gina. How are you today?
I'm doing so good. How are you?
Doing swell.
Doing swell.
Doing swell. I was trying to think of something to rhyme with swell, but I couldn't.
Well.
That's just taking the S
Smell.
off of swell.
Smell?
I'm doing swell, although today I did smell.
That's accurate.
I'm basically Eminem.
Sure. You're like right up there in
Pretty
Eminem
much
caliber.
right
Yep, so good. Just call him R&R.
A little rest and relaxation for you.
Welcome back to Spill the D, everybody. Today we are talking about things you won't hear me say at Walt Disney World. I guess just Disney in general.
Yeah, this is a fun one. I'm excited.
This is a really fun one. So what we did to set this episode up was we each came up with like 4 to 5 things you wouldn't hear us say.
Yeah.
And then because I figured that we probably needed a little bit more to make this episode a little juicier, I did put it on Instagram as a prompt for the listeners, and we got some really good ones.
You guys delivered.
You did. I don't think this is going to be a one-part episode because some of them were so good. And our number one response is not going to surprise anybody.
Yeah,
So start thinking right now about what you think that number one response could be. And while you think about that, we're going to tell you 2 pieces of Disney news.
So our first piece of news, Test Track is officially closed for reimagining. We don't currently have a reopen date at the moment. Hopefully it's not too far down the line because Epcot does not have much else to offer.
No, they just opened everything else. Everything else that Epcot's been doing to reimagine it over the past few years is done. And as soon as it finished, they were like, you know what, we're going to close down Test Track.
Yeah, instead of riding Test Track, you can just go play with water.
That's true. I liked that section.
It was fun, but it's not Test Track.
It has shorter lines.
It does.
So Test Track is getting another makeover similar to what it did about 12 years ago. The old one opened in 2012. So we'll be getting the new one. Hopefully we like this one. 3rd time's the charm.
I liked the first one. I wasn't the biggest fan of the last one.
I think the 3rd one, now the new version, is going to mimic more of what the first version was themed after. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Should be good. But some fun Disney news. Disney Cruise Line, you can officially book all the way out until May 2026.
Get planning.
Get planning. They put out the itineraries for the end of 2025, and I double checked with the travel agents right before we got on, and Kayla told me that they are booking out all the way until 2026. She can see online.
Whoa.
May of 2026. So thank you to Kayla from 407 and Beyond. If you guys don't know, we are the official podcast of 407 and Beyond Vacation Co. And we're going to recommend that if you're interested in those itineraries for 2025, 2026, use them to book it. 407 and Beyond is a Disney and Universal Orlando travel agency that books and plans family vacations to destinations such as Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, Universal, so much more. It doesn't cost any extra to book with them. Their services are 100% free, so that all you have to do is show up and have fun. Their travel agents are going to take care of the rest. So head on over to 407vacations.com and get your free no obligation quote right now, or right when this episode is over, because we're going to talk Disney. It's going to get you so excited you're going to want to go so bad.
Yeah, you can do it while you're listening to us because Spotify is different. So
I'm just don't know how people are multitasking.
That's true. If you're driving, though,
I'm assuming everyone's driving. Like whenever I am thinking podcast, I'm like, oh, you're driving.
I listen to podcasts occasionally when I'm not driving, but most of the time I'm driving.
Do you listen to them at work?
Usually it's music at work. Sometimes I do. Sometimes most of the time when I'm listening to them, I'm either going for a walk or a run, or I'm doing laundry.
Interesting. Okay. What's your favorite podcast?
I have a few. I've been big into the Joe Rogan podcast recently.
So the number one podcast in the world, real creative.
He has a lot of really interesting guests on.
The only correct answer there was spill the D. But that's okay. Keep going. It's fine.
We can do it again.
Nope. This is raw. We're giving them the truth. Did we make top 5?
Oh yeah, totally. I listen all the time.
All right, so Joe Rogan, thank you for that. Who's number 2?
Spill the D.
Thank you. I know you were going to say the Panthers one, but it's fine.
No, actually, I haven't listened to that one in a while.
Probably a Magic one. Yeah. And while we were sitting here, we were getting more information from travel agents, which I think is really funny. So, breaking news. So those itineraries, booking doesn't actually open for them until June 28th. So this week. Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next week you can book. So reach out to the agents now. They can help get you set up so that way once booking's open, you can get booking, put your deposit down, start paying off that vacation.
And if you're planning 2026, do it as soon as possible because then you pay less overtime for that trip.
Yeah. You can break the payments up a little
it'll feel like you're not really paying for a vacation, and then it'll get there and you'll be all paid off and you'll be like, wow, this is great, a free vacation.
It's totally free. Disney math. But for that breaking update, thank you, Amy. All right. Things you will never hear me say at Walt Disney World. I can't say just at Disney. It just sounds weird.
Yeah, it does.
But most of them will apply to any Disney park. Things you will never hear me say at Walt Disney World. I was working on a fifth one, but a lot of the listeners sent in what I would have said for my fifth one. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to kind of be repeating or steal theirs. So I stopped at 4. How many do you have?
I have 5.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, most of mine involve food or drink. So.
Okay, so then you go first. That way you go first and you go last. What is something we will never hear you say at Walt Disney World?
I think I am definitely not alone on this one. One of the most common things you'll never hear me say at Walt Disney World is this has too many calories. And that's because calories don't count at Disney World.
I think mine are going to be a little more serious than yours if I had to guess.
Probably.
Just because I thought so hard. But that is so true. Calories don't count at Disney.
They don't. You worry about it when you get home.
You know, the funniest thing about that sentence is we both have our degrees in exercise science.
Worry about it when you get home. It's vacation. There's no reason to stress about that kind of stuff. Enjoy yourself. If you see waffles that you want, if you see a churro that you want, if you see a tacho bowl that you want, just get it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what your body can handle and what you're used to on a normal day. Don't gorge yourself, but you don't need to. You can not gorge yourself and still thoroughly enjoy so many foods in Disney.
Yeah, if you're a reasonably healthy eater most of the time, obviously you're probably not going to do, your stomach's probably not going to do great if you go get a Joffrey's donut followed up by an ice cream bar followed by a churro. Like you gotta know your body.
Or maybe it will. You know your body.
Who knows? Yeah. But just you know yourself, and I know myself, and I will probably never say that calories count.
Never even look at the calories in Disney.
Do they have them?
I don't know. I've never even thought to look. Don't care. I don't think they do. But now I'm hoping that someone proves me wrong and they do, because I feel like it's got to be something that they have.
I feel like they have to at least have calories. Maybe they don't have full nutrition facts unless you ask, but...
Actually, I want to say that maybe the nutrition facts are online, but not on the menus. They have the little Disney check on the kids' meals if it follows whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they had calories, I would be able to tell you how many calories are in an order of chicken nuggets, because that's totally something I would look at, but then tell myself it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm all for sharing food in Disney. If I want something, especially if I want something extremely unhealthy and I want a lot of unhealthy things, I'll be like, who wants to split these things with me so that I can try multiple unhealthy things and not feel terrible and completely full and gross.
So I just pulled up a random
there's no calories on that menu.
And there's no calories on this
menu.
menu.
Thank goodness. You know what? Some things you're just better not knowing. At least for me mentally, I'm good not knowing.
You're on vacation. Don't stress about it.
Yeah. Or at least Rick won't, because you'll never hear him say that in Disney.
Never say that.
All right. Something you'll never hear me say at Disney. Let's come back over Christmas.
That's fair.
I will never. You will not catch me dead at Disney from Christmas to New Year's.
Which kind of stinks, because I've never done that. And I'm never going to get you to be able to do that.
No part of me wants to do this. Maybe I would go to Walt Disney World, but I will not be going into Magic Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
I would do like a resort stay. I don't think I'd go in the parks. But even that, it would take so much to convince me that I'm still sticking to my sentence of I will never say I want to. Because everything is more expensive. Everything is more crowded. I have no desire.
Well, I guess that's something I'm never going to experience.
I don't like the big crowds if I don't need them. Why would I do that when I can just go in November when it's still Christmas but less crowded? Or the first week of January when it's still Christmas but like empty. Like I don't want to go from Christmas to New Year's when the crowds are insane and they up the prices and no.
Things you'll never hear me say in Disney. I'm having a great time in Disney at Christmas with my wife.
Yeah, no, you'll never hear him say that. Maybe at Christmas time, just not over the week of Christmas to New Year's. Come on, you gotta admit, you wouldn't want to spend those prices. And you hate people. Those crowds, you would be so miserable.
I'm not saying I would want to go to Magic Kingdom.
All the parks get crowded. Every single one of them. Not some worse than others. Magic Kingdom is definitely the worst.
Definitely.
But I can say, even from when I lived there and I worked at the Polynesian on Christmas Day, the Polynesian was so crowded because of how many people were in the park that all of the people in the park came back to the resort because they didn't want to be there with the crowds. And then there was just so many people at the resort. That on top of all the people who just planned to have a resort day because they knew the crowds were going to be insane in the park.
Yeah.
It's just not something I'm interested in. It's not something I need to check off a bucket list. I don't care to spend that money. I'd rather just be home with my family and then go the following week when it's a little bit more empty and all the kids are back in school, and I will die on this hill. You will never hear me say, I want to be here on Christmas Day.
Okay. Next thing you'll never hear me say at Disney World. I don't feel like rope dropping today.
You don't think you'd ever say that?
No. I think at some point in our lives, I will not rope drop, but it won't mean that I will not want to rope drop.
But it didn't mean you don't want to.
Yeah, it just means that I'm not.
You just, other things got in the way and you didn't. I'm not pregnant, everybody, just to clarify.
Like, I think I'll always want to rope drop. It's just whether I'm going to be able to or not.
Okay, that's fair. I respect that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think I'll also always want to rope drop. I'm not a morning person. And there are some times in the morning when we're rope dropping that I'm like, ugh. But every part of me still wants to do it because I know that as soon as I get there, I'm going to be like, yeah.
It's worth it.
I get how people don't like rope drop. I'm not saying I don't understand it because I definitely understand people don't like it. It's not for everybody. But I thoroughly
It depends on
enjoy
what
it.
kind of vacationer you are. If you're a relaxed vacationer, then I get it. If you're a get up and go vacationer like we are, then rope dropping is probably where you want to be.
If you're trying to get everything in, it's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big help, especially if you're not going to buy Lightning Lane and Genie Plus.
So you'll never hear me say that. I'm always going to rope drop if I can.
I respect that. All right, things you'll never hear me say at Disney World. I think we should go ride Living with the Land.
It's a great ride.
Things you'll never hear Rick say. Hot take, I don't like it. If you're new here, hi, I'm Gina. I don't like Living with the Land. We have plants at home.
We do have plants at home. They're not Mickey shaped though.
We can get that. We don't even have plants. We have trees.
I'm indifferent about Living with the Land. You'll never hear me say I want to go ride it, but you'll also never hear me say that I don't want to go
I
ride it.
very carefully worded my statement. My statement was, I think we should go ride Living with the Land.
You're never going to suggest it.
No, I'm not going to suggest it.
I don't think I would suggest it either.
I have ridden it with people who want to ride it, even though I don't like it. I will ride it for the good of the group. Or I'll go get a snack while they ride it, but I will ride it. I just get so bored. I do. Living with the Land is not made for attention spans like mine.
That's
and
fair.
The seats, they're not really comfortable.
Depends how long you've been standing that day.
That, like, the fact being off your feet is comfortable, but, like, the ride as a whole, nope. There are much more comfortable seats.
Yeah. If you want to get off your feet going soaring, it's better.
Yeah, I agree. And then everyone will be like, oh my god, but it's so pretty at Christmas. And, like, they added a few lights. And I love Christmas, and I love Christmas lights. And still, I'm just like,
Nah.
I'm okay.
It's okay.
I don't need to be here.
That's fair. I feel that way about Nemo.
So you know what's really funny? I actually originally wrote, I think we should go ride Nemo. And then I thought about if we do have children in the future, and I'd be more likely to say that if we have kids who like Nemo. I don't think there's any instance where I will say, I think we should ride Living with the Land. So I was trying to think, like, long term.
Okay. I originally had we should go. Me saying that we should go ride the seas with Nemo and friends, but then I decided.
So we had the same sentence at first.
But then I decided that we trash on that too much, and I'm gonna come up with other ideas.
We don't really trash on it too much anymore. We just always bring up the fact that we trash on it on every episode. We just don't love it.
It's not great.
You know what I like more than Finding Nemo? Funny enough, Living with the Land. But you know which I don't like? Either of them.
All right, my next one. Going back to food. Something you'll never hear me say at Disney World.
Ooh.
I already had ice cream today.
Oh, there's no limit on ice cream at Disney. If you're really worried that like, oh my god, I already had ice cream, just switch what type. Oh my god, you had a Mickey bar earlier? Now you get a Mickey ice cream sandwich. You had both of those earlier? There is an ice cream sundae calling your name.
There's no such thing as I already had ice cream today. Sometimes I'm not feeling ice cream. I want a salty, savory snack. But if I'm in an ice cream sweet mood, you're not going to hear me be like, I already had ice cream today. I probably shouldn't get it again. Because I'm going to get it again. Because, again, calories don't count.
I just have the issue. Chronic ice creamitis.
What is that?
Well, itis means inflammation. So my brain is inflamed with the idea of ice cream. And this is
no, that's what that is.
and it's chronic. This is a chronic illness, and I have it at all points of my life every day. So when I'm in Disney and I see it all around me, you can't just close the freezer and forget about it. It's right there. Photos of it everywhere. Smells. I have to get it multiple times.
But you don't even eat the good ice cream.
I get all the ice cream.
You don't
All
eat
of
the
it.
good one, though.
I eat a Mickey ice cream sandwich at least once. I don't want to say once a day, but at least once a trip. Because I do have ice cream at least once a day.
But
usually,
I said the bar. I said the good one. The
I know
bar.
you're talking about the bar, but like it's okay to be wrong sometimes. It's okay. Not a big fan of the bar. I've said before, if someone came up to me and was like, I bought you this and handed me the bar, I'm not going to eat it. I will eat it because I have chronic ice creamitis. But I would prefer an ice cream sandwich.
See, that's how I know that the bar is better, because if someone walked up to me and said, I bought you this ice cream sandwich, I wouldn't eat it.
That's so rude. That's just disrespectful
I
of
would give it to
someone's
you.
generosity. No. It's just you and them. It's me that handed it to you. I bought you an ice cream sandwich.
Well, I would definitely not eat it then, because you know I don't like them.
Oh no, I have to eat too. Calculated.
But yeah, you're never going to hear me say that. The limit does not exist on ice cream in Disney World.
Sounds like you have chronic ice creamitis.
No.
All right, I got two more.
Let's hear 'em.
This is really similar to yours. I should have done it after yours. That's okay though. We don't have to stay until close.
Yeah, I mean, I can see myself saying that for the same reason that you said about not putting Nemo on your
I know.
list.
I want to reword it. I just thought about that. I want to reword it. I don't want to stay until close.
Okay. Yeah, I'm never going to say I don't want to.
No, I might say we don't have to.
Yeah.
For any reason, you could say that. If you got sick, I might be like, hey, we don't have to stay until close. You're throwing up right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will never say that I don't want to stay until close, because I love staying at Disney until it closes. I love that empty park feeling, and I think Disney at night is one of the most magical things that there is in the world.
And if you don't believe Gina on the fact that she never wants to leave early, and you haven't heard the story, I'm going to tell it again real quick. I bought Gina ice cream one time in France, and then she threw up. And we still rode Frozen, and we still waited for the show at Epcot before we left.
No, the show already happened, but did we ride Frozen?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we did.
I got out of the Frozen line to throw up.
You did, yeah. And then you came back. I think, I felt like we
It was
still rode
during COVID. There was no show, I don't think.
Huh.
But you might be right. We might have still rode the
We
ride.
might have still rode it.
I know that the photos we have in the park that day, we are the only people in the park because we waited. Like that ride, we were riding it after close. You had to stay in line while I went and threw
Oh,
up.
yeah. I was by myself for a little bit while you were doing your business.
I was sober.
You were. That's the funny part. You just didn't like the ice cream about you.
Yeah, probably. It must have been a Mickey bar. Should have bought me an ice cream
It
sandwich.
was good ice cream.
Okay, I have my last one. I just
I don't
pulled
get
on
to
the.
do another one.
Oh, that was me. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, you go next.
Yeah, you go. You know what? You take this one.
All right, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are on the same page as me for this one.
Ooh.
You'll never hear me say, I don't think I need any more caffeine today. Because I'm addicted to caffeine. As are like 90% of the population, unfortunately.
The limit does not exist on caffeine at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I need it. Especially when I'm going rope drop to park close. I need caffeine.
Hey, this is your friendly reminder that we are not health experts and do not listen to anything we're saying when it comes to your health.
If you don't drink caffeine, don't start.
This is our this is our little moment of liability for this episode. Calories, they do count in the world, and caffeine, not great for you to do in extremely high doses.
Yeah.
Don't listen to anything we're saying when it comes to your health right now.
If you don't drink caffeine, don't drink it. I'm just saying that usually when I'm at Disney World, my caffeine intake doubles. But it's just for a week, so it's fine.
Yeah, but his caffeine, just so everyone knows, his caffeine intake on a normal week is insane. He's a blue-collar boy. He has an energy drink in his hand at all times. Sorry, man. He's a blue-collar man.
It helps with the knee pain.
Yeah? Is that what you guys tell yourselves?
Distract from the knee pain.
Is that what you and Jake tell yourselves at work?
Jake doesn't drink caffeine, and I envy him for it.
Whoa! No way. It's because he's 4 years younger than you. That age gap, it really... Well, maybe Jake would drink caffeine at Disney.
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll have to send him and find out.
None of the people I work with like Disney. Big shock.
Not yet, they don't. Till they go with us. So we tell your boss that they all need off. Day trip! Ooh, day trip! That'd be so fun. Please just play this clip of the episode for him. Sorry, my wife said I have to.
I have no choice.
Types of caffeine you can get in Disney. They sell Monster.
They do. Coffee.
Tea. What else? Starbucks. They have the refreshers.
Yeah, they have refreshers at Starbucks.
And whatever else has caffeine at Starbucks.
Yeah. Mostly just espresso, coffee, tea.
Monster. You can bring the little stick packs.
Yeah, we do stick packs a lot.
Monster, if you go to they have random stands that have like healthier options. They'll usually have the white one that has the 0 added sugar.
If you find a stand that sells pickles, which I have a list of if anybody is curious, every stand that sells pickles also is the only stand that sells white Monsters in the park.
As far as Rick has figured out. He's looked very hard.
I've looked high and low, and the only places that I've seen that sell white Monsters are the places that have pickles. So, like, for example, Hollywood Studios, it's the Sunshine Terrace. Is that what it's called?
I believe so.
Sunset
Right
Boulevard.
next to the bar where they sell pickles and clementines.
So they have pickles there. They have the white Monster there. In Magic Kingdom in Liberty Square, in that little market area they have there, they have pickles there. They have the white Monster there. I have the other two written down, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. So.
At Epcot is in the Land Pavilion.
Oh, yeah.
Or right outside the Land Pavilion. They kind of move them in and out. There's a little booth outside of it, so sometimes it's there. Sometimes you have to go in and go to Sunshine Seasons. Sunshine Seasons? And then in Animal Kingdom...
It's at Harambe Market.
There you go. That's where you find your healthy caffeine.
Those are the white Monsters. Everywhere else is just the normal green Monsters. But anyway, before...
The green monster called Jealousy!
Isn't it Envy?
No, Jealousy is the green monster.
Oh.
Or Oscar, depending on what you're talking about. I saw a thing that Inside Out 2, you know how they had the character Envy?
Yeah.
They were supposed to do identical twins named Envy and Jealousy. But then they actually researched more into the emotions and realized that they are not the same thing.
Fair. If you haven't seen Inside Out 2 yet, go watch it.
Yeah, we went and saw it. It was good. Very deep. Okay, there's about to be a spoiler for Inside Out 2. It's happening now. As someone with crippling anxiety, what did you think of the new character?
I thought it was accurate.
Yeah? Did you?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
It was a pretty accurate representation of anxiety.
Have you ever had like a full anxiety attack?
Yeah.
Did it feel like the way that they depicted it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, spoiler. Alright, I'm gonna edit that back to the front of it. Okay.
I got you.
Okay, my turn. My last one.
Yeah.
Okay. You will never hear me say at Walt Disney World or while planning a Walt Disney vacation, how about Magic Kingdom on Saturday?
That sounds like a great idea. I don't know. what you're talking about.
If there are no other options, fine. But Magic Kingdom on a Saturday is like, it's popping. It really is. You got all of the locals. You got everyone who traveled in. It's their last day. It's their first day. Whatever. Yeah. Magic Kingdom. It's probably more the locals and the annual pass holders who are really making it go.
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom on a Saturday is crazy. So even when it's dead, it's still more crowded than it will be on a weekday or even a Sunday.
Yeah. So where are we dropping on a Saturday if not Magic Kingdom?
I love a resort day on a Saturday.
Okay.
Personally, if you have the availability in your schedule to do a resort day, a Saturday is the perfect day for it because good golf day. Even if you go to the park on Sunday, the difference being that Sunday people go back to work, people go to school on Monday, so in the afternoon it's not going to be as crowded. In the morning it might not be as crowded. People go to church.
Yeah.
So that really makes a difference. Saturday morning to night, it's going to be crowded. So I think it's great for a resort day. If you're going to go to a park, honestly, any park but Magic Kingdom, you're going to be happy at. I would personally do Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom. I think Epcot, you'll have a lot of people who have one day to go and they're going and drinking around the world. You'll have a lot more young people.
Yeah.
Rather than families. A lot of the families are going to Magic Kingdom. Animal Kingdom or Hollywood Studios are probably going to be your best bet. But again, just anywhere but Magic Kingdom on a Saturday. If you can avoid it, avoid it.
Yeah, I was going to say Epcot is probably going to be a little crowded too because of drinking around the world and everything. The
other day that I tend to see that, from my personal experience, that Magic Kingdom will be more crowded, Mondays.
Okay.
If you're deciding between Monday through Thursday, okay, let's say those are the 4 days that you need to pick which day to put Magic Kingdom at, I would go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for one of them. Because so many people get there on Sunday to start their vacation, and the first place you want to go, Magic Kingdom. Yep. That's your first day. That's where you're going on Monday. So, again, this is not every time. That's not an exact science. It's not as consistent as Saturday being mobbed. But people want to start their vacation off with Magic Kingdom. They've dreamed of it. They want to see the castle. That's what they're there for. They want it while their kids are still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at the beginning of vacation. So I would say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are going to be your best Magic Kingdom days. Best day for any park, honestly, but definitely best Magic Kingdom days.
Makes sense.
So you will never hear me say, we should do Magic Kingdom on Saturday.
All right. My last one. The last thing you'll never hear me say. There's probably way more, but these are the 5 that came to mind. I don't feel like taking the Skyliner today.
You love the Skyliner.
The Skyliner is great. Especially like at the end of the night when you can take it back to your hotel. Mm-hmm. That's the best.
I agree. It's so nice. It's so relaxing. No, it's my favorite. Not at the end of the night, because it's usually when they start putting other people in there with you. I like it in like the middle of the day or whatever. Like just when it's not busy and you're the only people in it. Where you don't get put with strangers and you can just like relax out with the people you're there with. End of the night when you leave really late and you're some of the last people and you get it by yourself, then you get that cool nighttime breeze. Yeah, that's really nice.
The nighttime is best. If you have a big enough group, like if you have 8 to 10 people in your group and they would be able to put you on by yourself, then that's also great at night. But I personally, if I have the option of the Skyliner or any other form of transportation, I'm going to take the Skyliner because I just enjoy it. I don't have a problem with heights, which I feel like is a lot of the reason that people don't like the Skyliner is because they have a fear of heights, and I don't have that, so.
Me either. I want a glass bottom. I want like every few Skyliner options to have a glass bottom so you can look down.
That'd be cool.
Although I don't imagine that there are many groups where at least one person wouldn't say no to that.
Yeah.
Or would say no to that, yeah. Like if it was just the two of us, we'd be like, yeah, glass bottom.
Yeah.
But if we added like 2 or 3 more people, someone in that group is going to be like,
I don't want that.
I'm not taking the glass bottom. Don't put me in there.
Yeah, no thanks.
All right, listener submitted. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear some of them.
All right, we got some really good ones. Things you'll never hear the listeners say at Walt Disney World. My feet don't hurt.
My feet hurt the second I step into the park.
You said that. You had that like loaded up and ready.
They hurt the second that I step into the park. I don't know why, but I push through the whole time because we have to.
We persevere, people.
Persevere.
Wear the right shoes. Do not break in your shoes at Disney.
Definitely don't break in your shoes when you get there.
If you don't wear flip-flops at home, don't start wearing them at Disney. Wear the right shoes. Do not break in your shoes at Disney.
Definitely don't break in your shoes when you get there.
If you don't wear flip-flops at home, don't start wearing them at Disney.
It's tough.
We wore flip flops the whole day in Disneyland Paris,
It was
and
tough.
we were somehow fine though.
I wasn't fine.
Well, you faked it really well. Didn't complain too much. Yeah, your feet are gonna hurt at Disney after a few days. Usually by day 3 or 4, especially if we're like park.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, and mine's the bottom of my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should have done a shorter trip.
Never gonna say that one.
No, I'm never gonna say that.
I think no matter how long the trip, every single time on the last day we've been like, should we stay another day?
Do we have to go home? Does work like really
We
need us?
could probably book a hotel for tonight and stay another day.
Like, I just don't feel like we should go home. But I miss my dog. But besides that,
Can't think of another reason.
besides that was literally coming home from our honeymoon. I was like, I miss my dog, but I don't want to go home. But I'll keep paying this mortgage and not living in the house. That's fine, as long as I'm on vacation.
Exactly.
The park is empty. I don't agree with this one. I
I
have said that.
Because you have to think about it in terms of relativity. It's never actually going to be empty, but like there are times where, like you said, if you go on a Saturday and your Magic Kingdom, it's going to be full. But if you go on a Wednesday at Magic Kingdom, relative to that Saturday, if you were there that Saturday, you could be like, wow, this park is really empty today.
I deeply appreciate your Disney theory of relativity.
It's all about perspective.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I don't agree with this one. Ooh. Lightning Lane is better than Paper Fast Pass.
Can we just not have any Fast Pass? I actually don't know if I would ever say that.
Oh, I don't know. I would say, yeah, I think they're right. Wait, what is our episode things we wouldn't say? Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Do I have the Lightning Lane? Am I the one with the Lightning Lane?
Yeah, or am I watching people walk past me?
Situational, I think.
No, but either way, you had to pay for it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to me that he said Paper Fast Pass. Like, that's the one that you had to run and get.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is Lightning Lane better than that from the convenience of it being on the phone? But also there was like a good little adrenaline rush from having to run.
Excitement.
Yeah, from having to try and get the Fast Pass
Yeah.
before. That's tough.
That was a tough one.
That's a tough one.
I can't agree or disagree at the moment. I'd have to think about it a little more.
Lightning Lane is better than Paper Fast Pass. Huh. That's a thinker. All right. How's your theory of relativity apply to this one?
I'd have to think about that one a little bit. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm foggy on the paper fast passes.
Yeah, you actually might not have really experienced them.
Not much, no.
Like you.
It was when I was very young.
Yeah, like your family probably. You know what one I very vividly remember getting, and I don't know why?
What?
Kali River Rapids.
Interesting.
I remember like running there for whatever reason.
Is it the
like
middle of the summer? Because that's the only time.
maybe my family also really likes rapid rides. But like when I think about paper fast passes, that's the one I can picture in my head.
Okay.
Like I remember like sticking the ticket in and getting the paper out and like
Okay.
remember exactly where it was.
Uh-huh.
That's like the core memory one in my brain.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw Inside Out too. What's up? Which park is Harry Potter Land at? This was sent in by a few listeners.
Yeah, never gonna say that because I know it's not there.
Yeah, I know it's called the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and then it's in Hollywood Studios. It's not. Don't go there. It's at Universal.
Don't go to Hollywood Studios expecting Harry Potter.
Spill the D told me it was here. No, it's at Universal. So yeah, I would never say that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
What movie is that from? It's Step Brothers.
No, it's a commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's when he has Skittles pox. And she's like, "Is it contagious?" Like, "I don't think so." Then it pans back to her and she has Skittles pox.
All right, you'll never hear me say at Disney. This Florida heat is amazing.
Actually, being from Pennsylvania where it's incredibly humid all the time, sometimes it is nice down there.
It's humid there. It's
Not as bad
more.
as here sometimes. I feel like.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's pretty. It's more humid there.
Okay.
A day at Animal Kingdom there is more humid than any day I've ever experienced in Pennsylvania.
I don't agree
Now, the
with that, but okay.
sun that hits you in Epcot, that's another story. That is terrible. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Yeah, there's no shade. It's tough.
Epcot's so hot. I remember we used to say that Animal Kingdom was the hottest park. And then after the more we went, the more we were like, no. It's Epcot.
Yeah.
It's all concrete. There's no shade.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hot. Animal Kingdom's humid, but Epcot is like a different level of hot. Like, you feel like you're going to boil from the inside out and just explode.
There's certain parts of Epcot that are even worse in the World Showcase because there's a giant lake in the middle of it and the sun just reflects right off the lake.
Yeah, you think you would get a breeze from it, but you just get more heat?
Yeah.
It's really weird.
No thanks.
I'm sweating just thinking about it. All right, you ready for some more?
Yeah, what else we got?
Are you guys still thinking about what the number one submission probably was?
Are we going to talk about it right now?
No, I'm going to give it a little bit more.
Okay.
Let's do... You'll never hear me say, Epcot without a festival is so great.
Yeah, I can agree. A person after my own heart.
Yeah, this listener, I agree with you. Epcot without a festival is,
Even Epcot with a festival, not that great.
There's a lot to do, and a perk of Epcot without a festival is that I feel like the crowds can be less, but with a festival is definitely more fun. The food is much better. The drinks are much better. Do not go to Epcot to drink and eat around the world if there's not a festival. You're going to be real disappointed by the quick service.
The good news for this listener, and everybody else who agrees, is that there's almost always a festival in Epcot now. So you're good.
Yeah, it's very few weeks out of the year.
What did we decide the other day? That was like 4 weeks out of the year. That's
I
not
think
a
we
festival.
decided it was 8 because they went back to a little bit farther before Food and Wine starts.
Okay.
But it's still not.
Even if it's 8 out of 52.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
a
8 to
lot.
10. Like 8 to 10 was my final answer.
It's funny.
We'll have to actually sit down and count it. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
not many. You'd have to like almost actively try to plan your vacation around when there's not a festival.
Next one, we have Animal Kingdom is overrated.
You'll never hear me say that. I think it's so
I think
underrated.
it's the most underrated park by
It
far.
is the most beautifully themed park.
Yeah.
Like, you feel like you are where they are telling you are. I really feel like I am with the dinosaurs at a carnival.
For a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I completely agree with this one. It's my second favorite park, and it's ahead of the 2 most popular parks. So you're never gonna hear me say that. You're always gonna hear me say it's underrated.
Which park is overrated?
None of them are overrated.
Oh, interesting. Thought you were going to be like, oh, Epcot.
Well,
That's my Rick impression.
I'm not a fan of Epcot, but I get why people like it.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't think
respect
it's.
your
I think
opinion.
it's. I don't. It's not properly rated necessarily in my mind, but I wouldn't consider it overrated.
Oh, so you think it's underrated? Rick loves Epcot.
No, I guess I'm leaning more towards overrated now that I'm talking through
I figured you get there.
it.
Animal Kingdom, though, definitely underrated. There's so much to do that people don't even realize that there is to do.
And they have the best food.
It really does. And drinks. The food and drinks in Animal Kingdom is so good. You just
Yeah.
have to get it. You just
Yeah.
have to know to look for it.
Just head over to Harambe Market and get away monster. Easy peasy.
Yeah, or some loaded mac and cheese. That's not a Harambe Market, though.
You can get a pickle at Harambe Market.
That's true. Loaded mac and cheese is at...
Flame Tree.
Thank you. Flame Tree Barbecue. I could not get there. Even Restaurantosaurus, which is their basic like burgers and chickens, still has better food than the normal burgers and chicken places in other parks.
Restaurantosaurus is like a 10, and Cosmic Rays is like a 6, in my opinion.
Wow,
It's
that's
just like way better.
that's a
for
pretty
some reason.
high rating for Cosmic Rays. People really don't like it.
Just like comparatively though, like it's significantly better, I think, than Cosmic Rays. And
Why
it's
did
the
you
same food.
Why did you turn off the podcast? Well, the one host said that Cosmic Rays was a 6. I couldn't take that blasphemy. But on the Disney theory of relativity, all right, this one made me laugh. Things you'll never hear the listeners say at Walt Disney World. Wow, that's a reasonable price. I actually have said this. I have, and I think it's because Disney has tainted my brain.
Disney theory of relativity.
It's the Disney theory of relativity that you start to think that things are naturally more expensive than they are. So it's like when you go to Disney and you pay $15 for a cocktail, and then you go home and you order a cocktail and it's only $9. And you're like, wow, this was a really cheap drink. And it's like, no, you just got too used to Disney prices. Yeah. The Disney theory of relativity.
The fact that we live in Philadelphia and we go to Disney all the time, our price like gauge in our heads is completely tainted. I saw a thing today, stadiums in the NFL that have the most expensive beer. Did you see this?
No, how much is it?
So the most expensive stadium in the NFL is Lincoln Financial Field, which is where the Eagles play, for anyone wondering. The lowest is Atlanta and Detroit, and theirs are $6.25 for a 16-ounce beer. Lincoln Financial Field is, I think it was like 16.
It's 14.
It's like 14
it's 16?
or 15. It's like 14
Citizens
or 15.
Bank for the Phillies is 14, I think, for a 16-ounce.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So the mixture between that and Disney World, our minds are tainted when it comes to prices.
It's so funny, too, because so we live right outside the city, and we go to things in the city, and we'll just pay the price. And we're like, yeah, this is normal, because we're so used to Disney. And then we go to, like, a small little diner right around the corner from us, and we're like, oh my god, this is so cheap. And it's not. It's completely normal price and reasonable. We just get so tainted.
Like that one time we went to New York, and they had the cheapest beer ever and a shot of bottom shelf.
Oh my god!
For $5, we were like, oh my gosh.
And that was crazy. That was in New York City.
We didn't get it for the record.
It was a PBR. It was a can of PBR and a shot of something.
Probably like black.
I think you could pick like tequila or vodka and a can of PBR, and it was $5, and we were like, that's insane. Which I stand by the fact that that's insane.
That's a great deal. I'm not getting it, but that's a great deal.
I was really tempted. I don't know if I've ever been so tempted to get PBR in my life.
Things you'll never hear me say. I want a PBR.
I want a PBR. People who like PBR are screaming at their car radios right now.
I don't know if there's anyone.
All right. Things you'll never hear the listeners say. Wow, I feel so well rested. I think I'm going to go for a walk when I get back to the resort.
What?
That one makes me laugh. Because that's true.
Yeah, I mean...
I have never came back from the park and been like, you know what I need to do? I need to go for a walk right now. I should go for a run. I should go get some exercise. Go to the gym.
So it's just so random.
They're just saying it's exhausting.
No, I know. No, this one's just really random. Because it's true, but I never really thought about it like that.
The funniest part about this one came from our listener. Her name is Abby, and she put a few in, and the other one she put in was, you'll never hear her say, I'll have a salad. So she agrees with you that calories do not matter while you're at Disney.
Disney doesn't have great salads anyway, so...
I don't know. I've gotten some pretty good salads in Disney, but it is few and far between.
Yeah.
I just don't want a salad normally in Disney.
Disney's not known for their salads, let's put it that way.
Except for the Hollywood Brown Derby.
Yeah, their Cobb salad.
Which I thought was overrated.
There you go.
I think I just said really...
You
so
heard it here first.
A Cobb salad is my favorite salad. Like, it's my go-to salad, and I'm a really big salad eater. Mm-hmm. Like, in an annoying way. And so that's possible, right? Yeah. Because
Sure.
people get, like, annoyed when people order the same thing every time they go somewhere. I order some rendition. If it's an option, I will get some rendition of a Cobb salad or a buffalo chicken salad.
Yeah.
And I had such high hopes for this Cobb salad. And it was not that great.
That's fair. I feel like it's comparable to my expectations for Space 220.
And then it was just like, okay.
It was okay.
Yeah. It was okay.
Yeah. A few more?
Yeah, let's do like 2 more, and then we'll do the most submitted one.
Okay.
And then if we need to, we'll do a part 2.
Okay.
But I feel like we've kind of hit most of them.
Yeah.
Which is good. All right. You'll never hear listeners say,
let's go on mission space.
I would say this, but I get how people wouldn't.
I would say this if I had a first timer with me. But otherwise, I don't think I would.
No?
Because I think mission space is one of those ones you have to experience at least once. And then if you don't like it after that, that's fine. You don't have to do it again.
I agree. Unless you get claustrophobic or motion sickness, then you don't have to experience it.
Yeah, or have like serious health complications.
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons to not ride this ride, so.
I'd probably say it though. I don't know.
I would say it. I definitely have said it. And I kind of my secret Disney life is that I really actually kind of like Mission Space. Don't tell anyone.
You never suggest going on Mission Space.
Because I know everybody else hates it.
I don't hate it.
Most people do not enjoy it and don't want to do it, and it makes them sick, and they get really. I can like see people's anxiety when they're in the line, and I don't want to put someone through that. I've seen Inside Out too. I know how anxiety affects people. I don't want to put them through that.
Yeah, you know for sure.
Well, everyone keeps saying how well they did it.
Yeah, it's not quite the same though.
All right. This one made me laugh. I was gonna skip it, but I have to do it.
Okay.
I came home with more money than I went with. I don't think there's any world where anyone would say this.
I don't think you physically can.
Unless you are suing Disney for something, and I got news for you. They got really good lawyers. You're probably
Yeah.
going to lose.
They don't have casinos. They don't have anything that you could be up money.
No, unless you found some money on the side of the road. Good for you.
Which you'd have to find an impressive amount of money to be able to last a whole week and still be up money.
And come home with more than you went with. Yeah,
Wow,
no.
I found $5,000 on the ground. This is great.
I could spend $5,000 in Disney.
Easy.
So easy. Okay, let's say your hotel's already booked and you already bought your tickets. What are you spending $5,000 on?
Oh, jeez. Well, I'm probably just going to get whatever food and drinks I want. That's most of the reason that I don't spend money.
What's your piece of merch that you always want but you never buy it because it's too much money?
I don't know if I have one. I think what I would do if I could go back in time, merch-wise, is I would get the Spider-Man blaster thing.
Oh, from Disneyland Paris?
Yeah, since we're gonna have it again in September, but I won't have that because I didn't get it.
I mean, you can buy it in Disneyland, California.
I could, but then I'm only getting one use out of it.
Well, we'll be there a few days. We got a few days, and I'm sure we'll go back.
What's yours?
Oh, I don't know. I just want to see what you would say. Mine is just about everything. I pick everything and I go, nope, don't need it. I probably wouldn't think twice about a Loungefly if I liked it.
Fair.
Because I only have 2 Loungeflies, which I know someone might be like, you only have 2. That's 2 more than I have. But, like, I love bags. And I love
We
Loungeflies.
have a lot of bags in our house.
I love bags. It's really
I also
unhealthy.
love bags.
You do. You do. Between the two of us, we have so many bags. Just like backpacks, suitcases,
We do not need
purses,
all of them.
everything. Like I have a million different of the same size purse, but they all look different. Like we have more fanny packs than the average couple.
That's true, we do.
So I think that I wouldn't think twice about buying a bag because I constantly am putting Loungeflies down because I'm like, I don't need this and they don't store well.
I would get artwork.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, probably like a Thomas Kincaid or something real big.
Something nice.
Mm-hmm. That and clothes. I put back sweatshirts and spirit jerseys and t-shirts all the time, like things that I thoroughly enjoy. And things for the house. I put that down too. There's so much merchandise. I'm like, I love this, but I don't need it. If I don't need it and if I can't think of the exact spot in our house that it's going to go, I'm also not a knick-knack person, so it has to have a function.
I'm a knick-knack person.
You are. So if I can't think of what the function of it is going to be, I put it down then too. So I think that I would buy a lot more stuff like that if I found $5,000. Although I know myself, and if I found $5,000, I would be so worried about the juju of it if I kept it, and I would totally turn it in immediately. Yeah. I would find the nearest security guard and be like, I just found this money. Please take it away from me.
By the way, the function of a knick-knack is knacking.
Not nicking?
No, it's a nick that knacks.
Is knacking just sitting there doing nothing and collecting dust?
Well, not if you dust it off.
When is the last time you dusted one of your knickknacks? You dusted the TV stand the other day only because you were setting up your PS4 and it was dusty. The dust was in your way.
Still did it. TV's not a knick-knack. It doesn't count.
All right. I got 2 I want to burn through real quick.
Okay.
Because this one made me really happy. It was just really cute. They said, you'll never hear them say that Spill the D didn't help me at all. Stop. Oh, God. I'm blushing. Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks for listening, guys. my god. Actually, I'm kind of blushing right now. And I'm so glad I didn't use a travel agent. You'll never hear them say that. You know when you really won't say that? If you use 407 and beyond, because those people know their stuff.
And it'll make your trip great, and you'll never want to do it a different way.
And easy.
Yeah.
They'll make it easy. They'll make it so that all you have to do is show up, have fun, create those family memories. True story. All right, our last one. This is it. We're stopping here. There's still more here, but we gotta stop. This is really good though. This is the most common one. The answer we got so many times I actually didn't even count. In one way or another, it was worded this way though. Before we say it, if you're not following us on social media, you could have sent your submission, and if you were, at Spility Podcast on Instagram, Spility Pod on TikTok, you can email us spilitypod@gmail.com. If we didn't say yours and you want it said, or if you didn't turn one in and you want to turn one in, send it to us via social media or email, and we'll do a part 2 of this episode. Mm-hmm. Let us know. All right, so our number 1 most submitted. Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Because you read it, or because...
Because we talked about it earlier.
Oh, man, I thought you were going to try and guess it. Okay. In one way or another, it was worded, I can't wait to go home.
We'll never hear me say that.
I'm on my way.
You'll never hear me say that.
No.
I never want to leave.
I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to go home. Let's leave. I want to go home. So many different ways. I can't wait to go home. Someone worded it really well. Where'd it go? I can't find it. It's fine. I just want to leave.
Yeah. Not going to say it.
Mm-mm.
I'd stay there all the time if I could.
Yeah, I would say this kind of falls into the category of we should have done a shorter vacation. Mm-hmm. Never ready to leave. I'm never ready to leave the park. I'm never ready to leave the hotel when it's time to go home and go home.
Yeah.
I'm never ready to go on that plane and go home. I just want to be there for as long as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll swipe the credit card and don't look back. I just want to be there. Never want to go home. Walking out of Magic Kingdom is the saddest thing. I feel like I turn to look at the castle as much as possible. I'm like, can I still see it? I do. I'm like, let me just get one more look. Let me get one more look in.
I just immediately start mentally planning our next trip.
Usually there's already one booked. We're like, we know we'll be back at this time.
Yeah.
Technically right now, we don't have a trip to Walt Disney World on the calendar.
Yeah.
Mentally, there's 2. Physically, there's only...
one to Disneyland.
I was going to say, physically, there's 1 to Disneyland. Mentally, there were 2 planned to Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
3. I'm sorry, there's 3 planned. But the credit card has not been put down on any yet.
Credit card has not been swiped.
No, but 1 for Disneyland is done and paid for, and I'm ready to get on that plane.
Yes,
and there isn't a flight back from there yet, so maybe we'll just stay there.
No, I don't want to stay in California.
You'll like it. You don't know. You've never been there.
I'm not gonna
Have you been there?
No.
Okay, I didn't know if that was where you stopped on the way to Alaska.
No, I wish I'd been. There's a few spots in California I want to go, but I don't want to live there.
All right, maybe we'll change our mind. The only other one that we missed, I'm so sorry to go back after I said that'd be the last one, but I have to talk about this one. No, I don't. I'll do it next. We'll do it at part 2. All right. Looking at this list, we did miss some really good ones, so there will be a part 2 of this episode. So make sure to send yours in if we didn't say it. If you agree that you can't wait to leave, go ahead and send it in. We'll make that the most popular answer again. Leave people on their toes and then really disappoint them. It's how we do. Yeah. Like we said, follow us on social media. But guys, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for coming back week after week. Next week is going to be a very fun episode. It's going to be pre-recorded because I will be away. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter one. But sometimes I think those can be kind of fun.
And there will be no news.
No news because of the pre-recording.
Yes.
So, but come back, listen to it because it's going to be a fun one. I promise. Thank you guys so much for listening. And until next week, we will
see you at the castle.